chalky plant. Okay, then I met with Steve Upson and Charles Rollo over at Noble Research over at Ardmore, and they asked me that we was going to have to get into these high tunnels, and that's what I was doing, is building greenhouses at that time, just half circles, you know, and they said, we want a high tunnel that we can walk in a 12-inch walk in the side of that house and not hit our cowboy hat. Charles wore a big cowboy hat. He wanted to walk in there and not hit his cowboy hat. So the good Lord gave me that design that while we were sitting at the meeting, he put it in my mind what to do, and I went home, and next morning I brought some of these bows back and showed the two gentlemen, and they approved them, and that's where we started this venture of these arched high tunnels. And we're not getting into a lot of it. We don't have time because they wanted me to take these 77 years in 45 minutes. I needed about 4 days what I need. Then we got into the deal that we need to move them. We need to get in the end of them because we need to get a tractor in there. It's hard to do a lot of work in there with just a tiller, you know, if you want to get a tractor to till it up or something. And so we made these in-wall designs that we can move off of them. We even made some that we raised the ends up. We call those clamshells. And we still build those. And Mr. Micah Anderson's, it's his fault because I designed these. Because at that time he was working for Oklahoma State Department of Agriculture, and he was laying plastic down for gardeners. He did it for 3 years in a row, I think, for them. And anyway, they wanted to put it through these high tunnels. He said, Leon, I need to get my machine all the way through that high tunnel and go out to the other end. The other end raised up, same as this one. You turn around and come back through there, and you go back through it. And so this is because of Micah right there. But that was another end that we designed on those houses. And we still do some of those now. This is a house that we haven't spent a lot of time on working on, but Mr. Upson thought I ought to mention this a little bit because there's a lot of this polypipe land all over the oil fields. This 3-inch especially is good. Now, what we did, we went there and built this, and we beefed it up with those 3 purlins. You see those purlins are about 6 inches down from the pipe. And the reason we did that, instead of just putting it right against the pipe, is because you notice there's a rope between each one of those pipes going over the house to hold the plastic on. Mr. Upson brought this home from Israel, how they were doing it over there, and I started doing that because at first I thought it wasn't going to work, but I found out I was wrong, and I've been proved wrong before, you know. But anyway, that's the way we did that, and we still think there ought to be some more research on using this poly pipe that's laying out there in fields. It's not the stoutest house as it is of steel, but anyway, it still makes a pretty good little house. That old poly will last a long time. Of course, in the end walls, you'll have to make them out of metal. Okay, then we started making these movable houses over at Noble Research, and I even come up with putting 2 wheels on it and cranking those up where we can move it. And 4 people can move that one and without any problem, and then you let your clams down after you get it in place. But we didn't want to put the wheels under, have to make a set of wheels for everybody that we sold these portable houses to. So what we did, we made them on skids, and that's just where we laid that house down on the ground. You can see right there, no plastic on. Here's where we moved them, but we were moving these on wheels. Now then, we put them on 2 7/8-inch upset tubing, and we just slide them down the road like this because we think there's a benefit of using these portable houses that you can, use it on about 4 crops a season. In other words, start you a crop of cold crops, lettuce and spinach and stuff like that, and get it going good, and then move it on down the length of the house and put a crop of tomatoes in, get them started good. The only problem is if you move it on down and put peppers in, you're going to have that excessive wind and hail on these tomato plants, so about as good to leave it in one place as it is to move it, I guess. But anyway, we did this research and it worked out good over there. We put those barrels of water on the corners of these houses going down. Guess what? Even though they're portable, they'll blow away. Wind will get against them. So what we did, we made this frame and laid it over the frame of the high tunnel and filled these barrels full of water, one on each corner. And these worked perfect until they decided they were going to move it forward, one distance. And one afternoon, they dumped these barrels of water out, going to move the houses the next morning. And guess what? We had that excessive wind that night, and it wrapped this house up around a metal electricity pole, those great big ones, wrapped it around it. But I took the house down, replaced 2 bows on it, and put it back up, so it's still in use over there at Noble Research. Now we talk about venting. It gets so hot in Oklahoma and Texas and some of these other states too. This is one way, put a little shade cloth on it, but it doesn't help much. When you have that heat trapped in the top of that high tunnel or greenhouse, it's going to get build up, get hotter and hotter and hotter. So, this helps a little. It doesn't solve the problem. So we went in and made a cross vent in between the 2 bows. We made another bow that it pivots down at the bottom, you see, and you can close it and open it and let the air get out. That helps some. It's not a perfect vent. We're still putting up some of these vents. We're going to put 3 of them on a house up here north of Tulsa this next week, I imagine. Okay, so then we went in and put that vent long ways down the center of the house. It's about 2 feet wide and about 18 inches tall. Has a sheet iron on top of it. It's a good vent, but then we didn't have a closure in there. We have to put boards or tin inside of there to close it up for the winter time. So we kind of left that, and I went on and designed one here. And this is a little A-frame vent that we put on top of the houses. It'll fit on any house you have out there. It's just designed generic to fit on there with clamps. We have 2 all threads on each one of those vents that open both them sides up to let the air get out. That helps, but with 116 to 120 degrees, weather we have here in the summertime, it still doesn't let all the heat out. What you're doing, you're taking all this heat you're building up in a 20-foot wide house and trying to condense it up and let it go out through a 12-inch or 18-inch wide vent. It's kind of like having a 4-lane road. You've been on them on the interstates. They got it down to 1 lane. All these people having to go in, you have to wait. That's what happens to that heat. It has to sit there and wait, and it gets hotter and hotter. So that's not a perfect vent, but it does help. We still think the best thing to do is take your plastic off in the late spring, put your shade cloth on, grow in the summertime. The heat will just naturally go through that shade cloth. The only downside of this is when we have these excessive rains, then you're going to get your rain on your plants. So it's not 100% good proof, but anyway, it does help. And it only takes about an hour, hour and a half to take the plastic off of one of these smaller houses, say it's 20 by 48. In an hour, hour and a half, 3 men can take it off, put the shade on, in the fall come back, take the shade off, put the plastic on. We still think that's probably the best way to do it. It's not perfect. Okay, we're going to show you some of this growing in these high tunnels. We first started trying to, growing in the ground. Remember now, we're trying to save labor. We're trying to save moisture. And we're not using any fuel. But anyway, you see a drip tape right down the middle of those onions. That's the way we water them in the ground. And when that water hits that ground, where does it start going? It starts to keep going right on down. It doesn't stop. The plants get some of it as it goes through there. You notice the ground cover over the side that we fighting the weeds to save on labor. And that ground cover, that commercial ground cover will last you 20, 25 years to take care of it. You put it down, take it up out of your walks. We make our beds about 4 foot center to center. Actually 50 inches, we use 4 foot on tomatoes. But anyway, we use 3 foot in the middle of this, growing onions about 1 foot wide. And so we can take it up, and when it starts getting hot, we can take that up and move it out, and you don't have to work so much. Raised beds, we tried raising beds using 2x6s or 2x8s on the sides. And that's a lot of work to put that lumber down. But it works. You put your compost and your soil in there and use a raised bed. There's cabbages that we grew that was, some of those were 42 inches across from leaf to leaf. The looser you get that soil, the bigger the plant will grow. Look at that lettuce there in the corner. See that beautiful lettuce? Okay, we also decided, well, we want to try to stack some plants up here to get more in a house, but if you just lay one layer across on the ground, then you're losing all that excessive space up over your head. So we made these bags out of the ground cover, sold it, and put a zip tie on the end, fill it full of potting soil, put a zip tie on the other end, set them up on there. It worked. You gotta water a lot. Where you're using bags, the water would get away from you. So I think if I'd laid a piece of plastic on those rods and then laid our bags on it where it held a little water in the bottom of them, I just haven't had time to go back and play with that anymore. I want to, but time just don't last to. Okay, now we started growing a lot of tree tubs here. Now these do not hold water. These have holes, you see them all around the bottom there. And we grew onions, potatoes, strawberries, just on and on of different things. Anything you want to grow in there, tomatoes. Let's see, there's carrots. We grew carrots in there, it'll grow just fine. As long as you mix that compost and that peat moss or light potting soil or something in together, you're going to grow. And you put the food and the water to it, it'll grow. And that's what you can grow, carrots like that and so forth. There's potatoes in the same buckets, and there is tomatoes in the same buckets. Still no water in the bottom, still we water from the top. You got to have an experienced hand to know when to water and when not to water. So you can overwater these, you can underwater. Especially in light soil, the water will get away from you quicker.